Here's meteorologist Chris Booth, sponsored by Jim Bass Cars and Trucks.
Well, it was a little bit cooler across the Concho Valley. We saw temperatures in the lower 90s, only got to 91 here in San Angelo. And again, definitely starting to see that weather trend towards the fall. Like overnight low was 55. That's actually closer to our record low. So again, as you start to see our records get closer to the record lows, that's where you start to see that really transition to those cooler, again, weather patterns. Otherwise, looking at the tropic as clear skies for us, much of Texas. Been watching for the rain showers that's along the Gulf Coast. It's starting to make their way in towards Houston and Corpus Christi. That is because of Tropical Storm Nicholas that was formed up today. Otherwise, looking at the time lapse here in San Angelo, we did see that haze right along the horizon. Again, some of that wildfire smoke from California kind of made its way to us here in the Concho Valley, made for a little bit more color at sunset. Otherwise, a couple of clouds passing through the area. Otherwise, pretty quiet day as we wrapped up our Sunday and finished up the weekend. It's going to be continuing that quiet pattern as we go into the work week ahead. Temperatures right now, 75 already, cooling off in the mid-70s across the area. Southerly winds at 5 miles per hour. Much of the area, that's been pretty much the story. Again, a really quiet pattern. We did get up into the low 90s during the afternoon hours, but again, we've been watching those cooler temperatures at night, getting into the upper 50s, starting to see those 50s return to the Concho Valley. A lot of people are pretty excited about that. Otherwise, 70s for much of the area, 78 in Coleman, 78 in Ballinger as well, 79. Still a couple 80s lingering in the area, Menard at 80 and Junction at 82, so the warmer spots for going into this evening. Tonight, temperatures will be cooling down into the upper 50s. 58 our overnight low. Still mostly clear skies. We'll see a passing cloud or two. But again, pretty much cooler than we were last night as well. Temperatures tomorrow expecting in the lower 90s, 91 our afternoon high. We'll be looking for some rain chances, mostly for our southeastern counties. So places like Junction, Menard, Mason, they could be getting in on some of that tropical moisture as it kind of makes its way northward and into the Lone Star State. We kind of take a look at the track for Tropical Storm Nicholas. Again, we saw it form up in the southern Gulf of Mexico. It's going to quickly move up along the Texas Gulf Coast. It's not going to strengthen too much. Could be getting up to winds of 65 miles per hour, but all this is expected to stay well off towards our east, and then as we see it start to track off, it slows down, and that could increase the flooding threat for parts of eastern Texas. So certainly keeping an eye on that. We're not expecting any impacts for us here in the Concho Valley, but we could see some of that residual moisture bringing in some isolated showers, again, especially for our southeastern counties for us on Monday afternoon. But again, most of that's going to stay well off towards our east, so we're not expecting those rain chances for us on Tuesday or Wednesday. But again, we see those rain chances continuing out in East Texas going into Wednesday. That's going to increase that flood threat. So certainly those concerns as we go through the next couple of days. Rain chances less than half an inch expected for us here. Not a lot of rain anticipated, but again, most of that stays well off towards our east. We will see the humid conditions because of that. 20% chance of isolated rain showers or thunderstorms because of that tropical moisture, but otherwise a little bit cooler. Temperatures staying in the low 90s going into much of the week ahead, and we'll warm things up pretty nicely going into this weekend. And again, with it being the peak of hurricane season, we thought we'd ask a question about hurricanes, and that is, which scale are hurricanes measured on? The answer to that would be A, the Saffir-Simpson scale.